you guys. How are you?
Hello, Sharona. Hi, Kelly.
Sharon, you look like you're wearing fancy apparel today.
I'm not.
Ooh.
Okay.
Oh.
I'm in cotton. It's a cotton t-shirt with a cotton zip-up hoodie.
Well, it's some fancy cotton, let me tell you.
Thank you.
Is it blue puffy clouds with it? Or
It's like waves. It's a
I love
life
it.
is good t-shirt, so it looks like water.
Okay.
Water. Someone's
Very
been
nice.
on vacation. It's me.
Well, that's true. I forgot you've been on vacazione.
Yeah, I had
For
a few days off. I'm kind of in the middle of the few days off, so I'm super stoked about that because there's been sleeping,
Yeah.
sitting,
Wow.
lake loving, just living the dream.
Living the dream.
Yep.
What's late lovin'?
Lake
Lake
like
loving.
the body of water.
I heard something else and I had questions, but
Oh, late
We're good to go.
loving. Well, Adam, that's a different show. 90s now does not get into the late loving unless you're
Daddy
listening.
Bush.
Well, unless you're listening to the show late and you love us. But that's it. What was that about the Puff Daddy Bush? Was that it?
We talked about, I listened to the show in the car, and when that part came on, actually, sorry, I'm lying. I listened to it in the tractor. That's a whole next level, listening to 90s now in a tractor.
Nice.
And when that section came on, there's only laughing that can ensue when you talk about Daddy Bush.
Oh yes, Daddy Bush. Right. We were talking
Daddy
about
Bush is, I believe, what you
the
call
presidents.
Yeah.
That was like a portmanteau of all things 90s.
Yeah.
90s. Yeah, we were that's it, when you're going to refer to presidential history, Daddy Bush is about as untechnical as you can get. So that's where we are on 90s now. Thank you. Who did we lose?
oh, buddy.
Oh, good. We got a lot to get to today, which is great. We've got all kinds of good news. We've got some heavy news that we'll tackle right off the top. But when it comes down to a match made in musical heaven, we're going to talk about that. Like amazing. And there's a few amazing elements of this match made in musical heaven. We're also going to talk about the BET Awards and how the opener was all things fun and the commitment to fun. Also, we've got some closure for Depeche Mode fans and a couple of rounds of Kelly's trivia and your 90s rewind that'll take us back to the beginning of our favorite decade.
Oh, yeah.
Now, we got news today, the day of the recording of this fantastic show, that R. Kelly and his time behind bars has been confirmed. So let's start there, get that dark cloud out of the way, and then we can move on to all the kind of fun that we get into on 90s now. Now, R. Kelly's, I guess, living situation won't change so much, but because he was convicted of racketeering and sex trafficking last year, and then many accusers and witnesses were heard, and he's since been sentenced. So the deal is, like I said, it doesn't change his current living arrangements because he's in jail. And there are still things to be determined in court hearings in Chicago for charges of child pornography and obstruction of justice. But for now, he's going to be in jail for at least 30 years.
That's
30
a long
years.
time.
That's
He's 55 now.
Yeah, it's a long time.
Is he eligible to get released prior to that 30 years?
I haven't seen that yet. The general consensus is that the amount of time that he was sentenced is more than what they were going for. And it's what I was hearing was that it seems to be a bit of a trend with things lately that people are sort of aiming at this level, and defense attorneys
from what I'm reading, the prosecutors wanted 25 plus and the defense asked for 10 or fewer.
Well, exactly. And this isn't the only case that's sort of gone more than. So I'm not sure if it's trying to set a precedent or make the point very clear about these kinds of accusations. But 30 years is a long time. And certainly, I think if you've seen any of the feedback from the accusers, anybody that has spoken out and spoken officially, those brave enough to show their face, there's a sigh of relief that ultimately they've been heard. What's also been implied is that he had been protected for years by people in his circle, obviously, but it's alleged that also that those very people have taken advantage of him, because of his shortcomings. Apparently he doesn't know how to read. So he's been taken advantage of. This is the claim. Anyways, any of that stuff, in my opinion, is taking away from the crimes of which he has been found guilty. So whatever his own scenario doesn't okay what he has been found guilty of in this case. So 30 years for R. Kelly.
What'll be interesting to see too, and I don't know if this has already been done, but I know, for example, when the because I like Chris Brown, when that happened with Rihanna, I believe in 2009, many stations pulled the music from the station.
Mhm.
And I know that stayed for many months, depending on the station that you were involved with.
Yeah.
And I'm just wondering, like, I don't know, I would think if like hip hop R&B stations, particularly in the United States, if they have already pulled his music, or they will now, or will they not? Like that's an interesting angle to this, because it's the part of separating the art from the person who created it.
Right. And the idea that if you play the music, there is an element of earning that the defendant, the accused, whatever, still makes money off of streams and airplay on the radio or video channels or whatever. But again, it affects more than just the accused, right? It affects the people that worked on the music too, that maybe get a slice of that pie. So it's sort of, it's not just, bad because it's bad because of what he's been found guilty of, but it's bad because it affects other people outside of the immediate people that it's already affected. So
We'll never
like
have the answer to that. Should
No.
we or should we not keep playing the music? We'll never have the answer.
and then as fans, not to diminish anybody else's experience, but as fans, we're like, hey, I love this music. It meant so much to me at this section of my life, or it helped me through this. And now the person that created it is a jerk to really minimize it.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like we end up having to separate our memories from the modern truth or the actual truth. So it's
Well,
just a
specifically on a
crap storm.
song like I Believe I Can Fly, like that would have been so inspirational for so many people, depending on your circumstance in life. Like, what did that song mean for you to help inspire you to do, X, Y, and Z?
Yeah.
I don't think his song Bump and Grind will affect you the same way if it's not being played anymore.
No.
But a song like that, but now, like, I don't want to hear any of it. So
Yeah. Gah. Bah.
yeah.
All right.
It
So like I
becomes a
said,
personal choice at the end.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's it.
If you're okay with listening to the music, I guess that's fine. If you're
And
not,
and it's one of those things too, like we are of a generation. There are some people that are in the generation of people that bought the music already. So if you're streaming it, maybe you just don't stream it. Maybe you listen to your CDs. I don't know. It's like, I don't know.
It's an actual moral dilemma.
Yeah.
that will go on for a long time with
Yeah.
a lot more people in the future. This is not the last time we hear of something like this.
Oh yeah. There's no shortage of people making bad choices and jerks, right?
To minimize it, as you said.
Yeah, exactly. So what we do about pushing that dark cloud out of the way is step right into some trivia.
Let's do it.
90s now trivia.
Bing bong.
Bing bong. Right
So
on.
I saw this question, and at first I was like, I don't know if I'm going to ask it, but then it's almost like an homage to our friend Rachel, who listens to us from Australia.
Rachel.
And she's such an ardent listener. Again, she watches every episode and then comments in full on YouTube. Like everything, every topic, she's got something to say, which I appreciate.
Thank
And
you,
I know that
Rachel.
Sharon and Adam do too. So this is an homage question to Rachel, because she'll often mention in her write-up, I didn't know the answer to question 1, but I knew question 2, and it's always funny. So we'll
Cool.
see if
Where are you
Rachel-
going with this?
Well, here we go. In
Okay.
1999, an Australian referendum asked what important constitutional question?
I'm not sure I understood the question. Can you repeat it again?
So in 1999, they had a referendum in Australia, and they asked the question, or they what was the question they asked? That's what I'm asking you. What was their constitutional question that they had to have this referendum about?
In 1999.
Sharon.
Yes, you were 5, Adam.
Yeah.
Sharon.
Go, Sharon.
Can we keep kangaroos as pets? Shall it be my constitutional right to marry a kangaroo? No, I don't know.
I don't
would-
think that's allowed, Sharon.
I was gonna say. Before you even asked the
Okay.
question, I was gonna say crowded house. I was gonna say in excess.
Okay,
But-
I do not know the answer. The
Yeah.
answer is not about anyways, forget about this. I need a hint. We need to find this.
yeah.
You need a hint. Well,
We
it's
need a hint. Like
obviously
what is
something-
it? Is it politics? Is it
It's
music
politics. It's
related?
something of it's something of public import to the country. Yeah. Oh, I
Hmm.
lost the card. In
Uh-oh.
momento. I'll be back.
She hasn't committed the answer to memory, so it's long.
No, I did not
What
commit
could
the
it
answer
be?
to memory.
Is it related to the language they speak?
Nope.
Is
Did
it
they want it-
related?
Go ahead, Sharon.
Is it related to breastfeeding?
No, but where did you come with that one?
I just, you know what? It's New Zealand that I was thinking of. Was it the prime minister or president? I don't know what they have in New Zealand.
I
But
think
she
it's
was-
prime minister.
Remember she brought the baby to work,
Oh, right. Yeah.
but that was more recent. So I'm just painting myself as not, historically sound right now.
Did they want it to
Sorry,
join
Rachel.
Asia and not be a continent anymore? I don't know.
You're close, Adam. Do we want the answer?
Yeah.
Yeah, like 5 minutes ago.
All
Oh,
right.
should
here
they
we go.
annex New Zealand?
The referendum asked Australians if they wanted to become a republic.
Oh,
Oh.
Just not one republic. That's a band.
what's the difference between a country and a republic?
I feel that you should Google that for us, Adam.
Okay.
And I'll start asking question number 2. Here we are. So actually, where was my other question? No, we'll go with this one. All right. here we go.
Wait. I've got the answer right here.
Okay, go.
Just before we go ahead. A country is an area of land that is controlled by its own government. The term republic refers to a governing system where there's no monarchy and no aristocracy.
Oh, so they
Hmm.
wanted to get rid of Queen E.
Yeah.
Just in case she's
republic-
listening, we don't want her feelings hurt. Queen E.
2.
Ooh.
Queen E 2.
QE2.
That's thanks for letting me know, Adam. I felt like I should have known that and did not.
Well, I tried.
And I want to see Rachel's response if she actually knew what that was about. All right.
And what did
Yeah.
she voted? Was she for or against?
Well, she would have been like probably a teenager, I'm guessing. So I'm
Oh,
not sure if
maybe.
she was able to. Actually, Rachel, let us know if you were actually allowed to vote in 1999.
And Rachel, do you have a pet kangaroo? Is it your Republican right to have that?
Oh, we asked the tough questions here. All right.
Ooh, yeah.
Brokeback Mountain was originally a short story by which author?
Sharon,
Go, Sharon.
Stephen King.
No, but that's a good guess.
That was
that-
going to be my guess.
So now you don't have one?
Sharon.
No.
Go, Sharon.
I don't know. I was going to guess Bob Dylan. Isn't it? It's somebody
Annie,
that we know.
Annie Prue.
Oh,
Who is she?
Not a clue, but that's she had the short story. She's probably worth a bucket load right now.
Well, depending on how much she sold it for.
Also
that's
true.
Because
Yeah.
now it could be just like she got a small bucket of money and her name on a trivia card.
And that's right. That often has crazy words and exclamation marks to bring home the point.
Really drive it home.
That's it.
Hey, speaking of extra words and exclamation marks, before we talk about the musical match made in heaven, there's some other news that brings two fans of the dance together in a show called Just Dance with Kelly and Tina. We are
Oh.
talking about our very own Kelly Alexander and her BFF, Tina Landon. Tina Landon, whose list of dance credits is extensive. Kelly happens to be a huge fan. I've seen her dance. She can do it. A fan of all things Janet Jackson, and the extension of that into Tina Landon's territory is obviously has obviously left an impression on Kelly, because now, as they have become friends over the years, they have joined forces. That's a new move I'm working on. You're welcome. For a new show called Just Dance with Kelly and Tina. Kelly, why don't you tell us about this new show?
Yes, super excited about it. We've been working on it for like months and months and months. And so we had an idea to ask Tina if she would, because she's so amazing when I interview her about anything Janet related or Prince related, because she's worked with Prince, she's worked with Britney, she's worked with Jennifer Lopez and Shakira. Like her list, as Sharon mentioned, is quite extensive. Ricky Martin, she's the one that did Living La Vida Loca choreography. So it just kind of became clear to us that, you know, Tina has such a great knowledge, obviously, of dance and choreography, and she's an influence to so many top choreographers right now in Hollywood, that it would be cool if we could do a show with Tina where we're talking to like A-list choreographers and creative directors and dancers that are killing it right now in, you know, in entertainment in Los Angeles and New York and all that sort of good stuff. So we just launched a show, as Sharon mentioned, called Just Dance with Kelly and Tina. And it's Tina and I interviewing these people. And I won't give away too much, but our first episode has dropped, and it's with choreographer and creative director Luther Brown, who has worked with Gwen Stefani and Jennifer Lopez and Ricky Martin, Nicki Minaj, Sierra, Lizzo.
Whoa.
And he actually recently was a part of Diddy's performance at the BET Awards. So he is like killing it like 1,000,000%. And he is our first guest. And if you would like to watch this, it's super simple. You just go to the website hy.page/Kelly Alexander Show. And I'll put that in the description of the YouTube video. And if you're listening to this on our podcast, it'll be there as well. So hy.page/Kelly Alexander Show. You subscribe, and then away you go, getting to watch this really cool interview with just one of the most prolific choreographers of all time, speaking to other people who are doing amazing things in Hollywood. And so that's a good segue for you, Sharon, for the BET Awards, because like Luther just did Diddy's performance.
Yeah, we're going to talk about the BET Awards. That's for sure. Now, let me just make sure that we were doing this. No, you know what? The matchmaking, you know what? We'll talk about the BET Awards and put that Match Made in Musical Heaven story a little bit down the line a bit. The BET Awards, I admittedly have only seen the list of winners, saw the opening monologue, Taraji P. Henson, who she can do anything, right? But the super fun opening of those awards shows, it happened the other night. It signaled the readiness of people to kind of get back at it, the wanting to get back at it. The ripping flute solo from the one and only Lizzo, that was made even more perfect with her gold disco ball outfit. Man, she owned it. She's so confident and good. She's so good. It's crazy. And that outfit, man.
Like, and I think too, I mean, you would have heard about this too over the last week, Sharon, like I think this was like, it's weird because there's been two sides of this conversation where people were like, why did she change the lyrics to one of her songs? And then other people, you know, people saying, well, it's great that she did. Because yes, she did have some lyrics in her new song that she dropped that was not, how can I say, you know, there wasn't an awareness factor there.
Right.
And so she kind of got, you know, tons and tons of messages online and took that to heart and was like, I can't be an artist in this industry and ask people to respect me, knowing that I'm a plus size woman and all that sort of stuff. And
she's been called names before, which is,
yeah.
So she understands the need to make positive change and be a part of it too, which I thought was really, says a lot about her character, because her reaction was swift.
Yeah, like within 48 hours or 72 hours, that song was changed, like the lyric that was the issue, and it was re-released, and like away we go. And I have so much respect for her. And by the way, if you have a chance, you should watch her interview with David Letterman. He visited her at her house, like, and it was amazing to see her in her element. Like, she is ridiculously talented as a musician. Like, it's crazy.
Playing the flute, anybody that plays the flute makes the flute look easy to play. Mm-hmm. It's not like it's an exact approach on getting the air in over the hole of the, you know what I mean? It's so precise that to mix that in with some moves and make it sound cool, man. And
to mix a flute in with like R&B hip hop music, you know what I mean? Like, she is next level. And by the way, I forget the name of the handle, but her flute has an Instagram account.
Really?
I think is it Adam? I think, is it Sasha Flute or Sasha Fierce Flute? It's something, but it has like, it has like 300,000 followers or at last check.
Oh, it's Sasha Be Fluting.
There we go.
Sasha Be Fluting.
Nice.
313,000 followers.
How many followers?
Gosh.
Over 300,000.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know you're sick when like you have your flute has its own IG account that has over 300,000 followers. And I don't even think she posts that much there, but she's she's wicked. She's awesome. And every time it's funny, like my station plays About Damn Time, like it's
Mhm.
on high rotation right now. And I've played it a gajillion times, like on my show. Every time it comes on, I crank the volume. There is not one time. That is such a great song. It is the song of the summer as far as I'm concerned for 2022.
Well, funny that you're saying that because she laid claim on that title too. Of her own song. She said it was going to be the song of the summer. So you got to appreciate that confidence. And you know what? It's true. She's not wrong. And neither are you, Kelly Alexander.
That's all I have.
Now, I'll give you something to think about. Brandy
Yeah.
and Motown. And put those two together, and you've got a deal moving forward that is the match made in musical heaven that I was talking about. Brandy is getting her due. I don't think she's never not gotten her due, but she's getting her due in a way that that really acknowledges how far she's come, how long she's been around, how much of an influence she is and always has been. And now she's partnered with Motown for a new record deal, which is pretty cool. Why? Well, it's Brandy, that's why. But also, I was surprised to learn that it's her first deal with a major label in 10 years.
Wow.
So what's that about? Like, she's just been doing her own thing and just been,
I think she had distribution deals going on because when she was on our show a couple of years ago, I think it was E1 she was with that was distributing like her last album B7. So I don't know if she released that independently and then just had like the distributor because they were the one that helped me hook up that interview. And she's like bananas. Like she is so talented. And by the way, did you hear that whole ruckus, if you will, about Jack Harlow and her? So he was so Jack Harlow is he's the rapper du jour right now that's getting played all over the place. He's from Kentucky. He has a song called First Class that we play all the time on our station. And so he was interviewed and I only saw a clip of it. So I don't really know the exact specifics, but it sounds like he was asked like, or Brandy was mentioned to him and he basically like blanked, like didn't really have a clue kind of, that's my understanding. And so this got back to Brandy. And so she actually took his song First Class, which it's a sick beat. Like it's crazy. She rapped over it, like took the instrumental and rapped and like explained who she is to him.
Oh, nice.
Which was like craziness. And she's a really cool rapper. Like and that's what people don't realize is like she can actually rap as well as be an amazing songstress. And so guess what? At the BET Awards, they came out and performed it together.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. So he came out, did his thing, and then he surprised everyone, brought her out, and she came out and rapped again. And everybody like in the audience went bananas. And if you go to her Instagram account at Forever Brandy, there's a clip of her coming out and the audience going wild. And her caption is, "I haven't been to the BET Awards in a long time. This was like a wonderful experience." So good for her and good for him for realizing he messed up.
Oh,
like,
good. No kidding.
how do you not know Brandy? Right. So.
And that could have gone either way too. When you think of the precious ego of different people, you know, he could have hunkered down and said, "Oh, she's irrelevant," or "Oh, she's so yesterday," or whatever. She's not, but he like embracing it and you know, making it a learning moment, not just for himself, but the world to sort of see that, man, there's no definition of time when it comes to great music.
Yeah.
If it's great once, it's always great, period. Good for them. I'm totally going to look for that when we are done this.
You will enjoy it, Sharon. Like, honest to God, like I if you actually Google too, or YouTube it, you should sort of YouTube Brandy and First Class and hear that initial response track she gave back to him. It was more like her kind of staking her claim, not like some crazy like revenge thing. It was just like, no, like, yo, this is me. And just destroyed it. Like just destroyed it.
Oh, good. I will look for that. Yeah, I gotta go, you guys. Just kidding.
Okay. You're almost there, Sharon.
I mean, I'll go after we're done. Let's take our time. What was the other thing I wanted to mention that we said we were going to talk about? Also, fun fact, or just really cool fact, that the CEO of Motown is a woman.
Amazing.
So I like also that in the social posts of this news about the pairing of Brandy and Motown, that Brandy's in a photo with the CEO, whose name is Ethiopia.
Oh, nice.
Now, sad news. Actually, we were surprised in a sad way just a few weeks ago when we heard that Andy Fletcher of Depeche Mode had died. Imagine if we were sad, then obviously his family and friends and bandmates were sad too. So what they've got is some closure now after just a few weeks, but it's been confirmed that Andy Fletcher is what they called him. Andy Fletcher's cause of death has been determined as natural causes because he had an aortic dissection, which is a tear in the one of the main valves in his heart. So what the band has done is posted their thanks and appreciation to all the fans that have sent messages of support and said that it's been helpful during their sad time and for the family as well. And that it was at the wishes of Fletcher's family that they shared the official cause of death, and said, quote, even though it was far, far too soon, he passed naturally and without prolonged suffering, end quote. So it was, I thought, really positive that they're looking for positives, in a really sad situation like that. He was 60 years old. So
Isn't that
young.
the same way that John Ritter passed away?
Ooh, I don't know that. Is
I'm
it?
pretty sure. Adam, could you quickly check that? John Ritter, I'm 99% sure, or 95 will say that's how he passed away. Because he was on set, I think, when it happened, right? Of 8 Simple Rules.
Yeah. On set or had gone home. Was that it? It was
One of them, because I know they rushed him to hospital because he was feeling like he got nauseous. I believe he was vomiting. Like, that's what I remember.
Vomiting, chest pain. No. Where does it say the cause of death? It doesn't say the cause of death. Keep talking while I'm
Okay, I'm pretty sure it was that though.
I can tell you this, another quote from the band that said that they had a beautiful ceremony and gathering with a few tears, but filled with the great memories of who Andy was, stories of all our times together and some good laughs, which is important in a scenario like that, obviously. So that it's positive in a very sad scenario for Depeche Mode, but no suffering. That's positive.
So talking about sad, we said aortic dissection.
Yeah.
Yep, that's the same as John Ritter.
Wow. And that's how do you
What
you
year
can't
was
prevent
Adam?
that.
That was in 2003.
Wow. He's
September
already been
11th,
gone almost
2003.
20 years. Isn't that
That's wild.
crazy?
And then you think like that's when Kaley Cuoco was coming up,
Mhm.
like she had just really started to establish herself as kind of a comedic force or just a really good actor. And all, 20 years later, here she is. Have you watched the
airplane thing?
what's it called?
Oh,
Flight
flight attendant.
Flight
Have you
Attendant.
watched
my
it, Adam?
God.
I haven't. My
So
boyfriend
good.
has watched it. He loves it.
It's so good. I haven't watched the new one yet.
Okay,
There's a new one?
it's been on my radar, but have not had a chance.
There's
So
so many things to watch
Yeah.
and so
like-
little time.
and so little time. Like everybody take a break. I'm not sure I'll ever catch up.
I don't
all
think
all those jokes about people saying, during the lockdown and stuff during like the height of COVID, I've finished Netflix. I don't even know how that's possible.
Do you find though, like during COVID, we were so busy, at least, it's if it just, we had all this content we were trying to come up with for on this, on Virgin, on the station I work for, and on CJD, the other station I work for. And so I did not watch all of Netflix.
I didn't either. And I look back and I think if Kelly's going to plug the station she works for, I'm going to do it too.
Do it.
Adam, feel free to jump in. I work at Shome, a rock station. And yeah, I know I felt lucky to be able to go into work. So there was at least, the change in scenery to leave the house. What? But I look back on that, 2-year lockdown and think, man, I could have learned an instrument or like a language or a thing, like a subject. I don't know. But I don't like just to think of the 2 years as 2 years. But like you said, we were busy.
We were super busy. You and I both had pub quizzes, right? Putting together on a weekly basis.
Yeah, those are super
We
fun.
also were doing, on our station, fireside chats where we were like interviewing artists every week, like every
Right.
Thursday for 2 or 3 months. I was doing that. So that's a lot of prep trying to get that ready.
for sure.
So when people told me they were bored, I was like, how?
Shut
How
up.
are you bored? There's no time for bored. But I never, I don't know. I mean, I think our television watching went up a bit, speaking of my better half, but for me, I I don't think so. And it's funny you mentioned the instrument thing. I don't know. So I mentioned, I was like, oh, maybe I'll have time to learn the guitar finally. So
Woo!
Elaine bought me a guitar for my COVID birthday. And no,
You have a guitar? Did I
I
know
do,
that?
and it's never gets come out of the box or the case, I think twice.
You have to take it out because it's wood, so it needs to. You
I'll
need
do
to
that.
play it.
And I'll probably bring it to you to tune it.
Yeah, totally
Okay, great.
fun.
It's a left-handed one because that's how I am. So
So you play like Paul McCartney?
good luck, Sharon. Yeah.
My God,
I'm
I
a
can't get my
lefty.
head around that.
Can
Neat.
you still tune it for me?
I can tune it for you, Kelly.
You need to tune in more often than just one time, eh?
Oh, I
Yeah.
know
You
this,
need
but
to
I
tune
feel
in
like
every time you play it.
I feel Sharon should get it back to where it needs to be, and then I'll have a starting point.
Totally. There's tuners online too. But anyways, yeah, bring it in. I'd love to see it.
Okay, great.
Neat.
Like Elaine is very good. Like better half, I don't know. She's much better at gifts than I am. Like she's very like I think I said it once, and she was like, "Whew," and
Wow.
then it happened.
Cool. Well,
Yeah.
I highly advise, you know what? It's like anything you're trying to learn, whether it's a language or an instrument or a subject, you got to give it like 5-10, at least 10 minutes a day.
Yeah.
And then you
I'll
take
try
those
that
10
in the fall when things quiet down at the farm.
and take those 10 minutes as like 10 minutes for you. You're just doing that. You get some practice in because it's going to hurt your fingers for the first little while, but after a while it hardens the skin and it won't hurt
Callus it up.
anymore. Yeah. You're a farmer. You can handle it.
I can handle it. By the way, the only thing I know how to pick out is the first few notes of Enter Sandman.
Oh, nice. That's a good one.
You're welcome.
Good start.
Sick intro.
Yeah.
Sick.
It's all I have. I'm like, everyone, get ready.
Yeah.
Here are 4 seconds of
It's probably really
Enter Sandman.
It's really just those first few notes. So
That's good. Impressive. Keep it up.
yeah.
Okay. You know what? We were just talking about Depeche Mode, and with them in mind, I thought for our 90s rewind, we would go
Yeah.
back to the beginning of our favorite decade when Depeche Mode were enjoying the success of one of the great albums of their career and of the 90s, the end of all time. I would say that Violator gave us 4 singles that stretched out the effect of that great album for most of 1990. And around this time, the beginning of the summertime in 1990, we were digging Enjoy the Silence. Oh, that album, man. So good. We were also figuring our way through the Humpty Dance, thanks to the Digital Underground. So we were really finding a balance between sounds. MC Hammer tapped into his inner super freak for one of that summer's staples on your mixtape. You Can't Touch This was on many a favorites list, that's for sure. And how about a song like I'll Be Your Shelter?
Taylor Dane.
That in your mind you sing right away, and it's one of those signature tunes that really made her voice stand out, which is not saying much because I think that every song that she sings makes her voice stand out. It's so specific and so good. So yes, Taylor Dane. And this was also the time when Greta Garbo and Monroe, Dietrich and DiMaggio, Marlon Brando, Jimmy D on the cover of a magazine. Right. We also learned that Rita Hayworth gave good face, which meant like, what is she on about? Well, it made complete sense in the context of who would grace the cover of Vogue magazine. Yet another huge hit for Madonna, Vogue. Greta Garbo and Monroe, Dietrich, and yeah, you know it.
You got it.
Yeah, I know. Only had 32 years to practice. That is your 90s rewind.
Yeah, thank
Amazing.
you.
Yeah.
So before we bounce, because I know we have to do so quickly, I just wanted to give you a surprise, listeners and our
What?
viewers, and also to Sharon and Adam, because they do not know this. So last week, our clip of the week ended up being a section of our chit chat about CeCe Peniston and how I tried the breakdance move and it ended badly. So that went out on our social media. I made sure to tag the always lovely CeCe Peniston. And we had a I can't remember now if it was a retweet or a like, but CeCe acknowledged the
Yeah.
Nice.
ICC.
and she
Hi,
has of course the
CeCe.
blue check mark, right? So it was really exciting to see a response.
No
from
kidding.
Peniston.
That's pretty awesome. She's she's got fans in us, that's for sure.
Mhm.
From the very beginning of 90s now, we were all about CC Peniston, and whatever time that she gave us at the beginning, whatever sort of likes she can give us now, we appreciate every moment with her. The music that she gave us in the 90s and the fact that she is committed to still delivering that message of great groove and dance is fantastic. So we appreciate CC Peniston. Yes, we have fun with your posts on Instagram, CC Peniston, because I think you're doing it for great entertainment, and we appreciate that too. So
It's out of
thanks.
love.
We
Thank
love you.
CC.
And that's it, you guys. That's all
That is
she
it.
wrote. Hey, you know what? Little reminder also, we were talking about it before, but Just Dance with Kelly and Tina, found if you're looking, for something to listen to, if you've finished Netflix, you can easily find Just Dance with Kelly and Tina through Kelly Alexander Show umbrella of success stories.
Here's that. We're trying, Sharon. So hy.page/Kelly Alexander Show, because we're actually on a platform which is similar to Patreon. So it's called High Page. And so
Nice.
that's how you access it. And yeah, we're just super excited to have Tina speaking to people like Luther Brown. And we're going to have a very exciting guests there's 2 of them for the month of July. I won't give it away, but I'll just say that these 2 guests that are coming up in July have worked with Madonna and Katy Perry and Pink. So
Wow.
Insane.
Do you think that Tina Landon will come back to visit you?
I hope so, because it's already been 5 years. It'll be 5 years in October
That's crazy.
when you and joined us for drinks, Sharon.
That was so fun.
It was amazing.
Does Tina know that you dance, Kelly?
I don't think so. I don't think she needs to know that.
But Kelly's a very good dancer. It's no surprise that anything that Kelly would set her mind to, she'd be very good at. She's that type. But she's very good. So I'm somewhat surprised that Tina doesn't know that you dance as well as you do. I mean, it would be weird to say.
I can't even imagine telling her I dance at all, because like it's Tina Landon. You know what I mean? So like,
but when she visited, like you could have offered her a drink and gone into like the splits or like some sort of high kick. Here's your drink.
I should have tried that CC Peniston breakdancer move.
That sounds way too dangerous. Don't do that.
Maybe you would have got it that time.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe that one time at band camp.
Oh man. Okay, well guys, thank you very much. It's always fun to see your faces.
You too,
Right back
Sharon.
at you.
And everybody else, we're happy to see your faces too. Air quotes, We're happy that wherever it is that you are, that you have found us and spent some time. We appreciate that very much. Thank you for listening to 90's Now. Still happening.